Welcome to TCASE 2021, totally unconventional. The opportunity to come back to TCASE and share SPED funding masterclass, results-driven budgeting with directors around the state is really important to me. You know, I've been very blessed to have the opportunity on this project to work with some high-level performers from around the state. We have a collaboration between ESCs that is going on in Texas more than it ever has before. And I've been blessed to have Sarah Jeter from ESC Region 8 and Leslie Hill from ESC 17 join me in the development of SPED Funding Masterclass. So what does that mean? What that means is that this is not a professional development that has been built for directors to do SPED funding. It really is the idea that it's this shared effort to capture as much insight and information into a process and a framework, the masterclass framework, that will provide directors with a process that is systematic. And I say systematic because a budgeting process is not overly complex. It deals with having dates on a calendar, conducting meetings in a certain way, and being efficient with funds. What I'm talking about in SPED Funding Masterclass goes beyond that. It really talks about flipping that school business model from the perspective of student outcomes and student achievement, increasing both of those and improving both of those. And so when we talk about SPED Funding Masterclass, what we're talking about is taking the ideals of inclusion, of IDEA, of so much of the work that we've done in our careers and as programmatic leaders, and it's applying it to the budgeting process. So SPED Funding Masterclass really has these 5 transactional phases, if you will. The idea is if we can strategize, be strategic in our budgeting, we're going to be able to be more efficient and effective. We're going to be more aware of biases and blind spots in the budgeting process as we remove ourselves, hopefully, from that process. But then also, as we move forward, we're going to be able to synthesize data sets, create these creatively coupled data sets from mining longitudinal sets and then creating our own versions of those so that we can analyze, get that big picture view of trends that are going on based on how we are budgeting and expensing our SPED dollars. But then also when we see anomalies, in that process, because the goal here is that we gain insight. It's insight into human behavior, and not to tell people when they're doing things wrong, but to somehow share our strengths, our programmatic strengths, with our colleagues in the finance department, executive leadership, to understand how we can budget in a different way and expect to see different results. That's results-driven budgeting. And the masterclass framework will provide you a process for doing that. So we're excited to be here with you today. I think Sarah's going to take it from here and give you some information about today's session.